Hello. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome po sa ating press conference of our Speaker, Parliament Speaker Mohammed Yaqub. And now, before we start our press conference, may we ask our Speaker for his opening statement.
Thank you very much. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good noon to all of us here. Yung kanina, be able to report our 100-day report from my assumption after demise of our good former speaker, Attorney Pangalian. And as I explained kanina, we focus in 3 phases during this 100-day from our assumption and at to the present. And of course, when we assume the office, when we assume the office, we have the follow the what general direction of the Bangsamoro government under the leadership of our interim Chief Minister Abdurrahman Makakwa. Alam na natin na ang Parliament has crucial role in directing the journey of the government through legislation. So, kanina, I summarized my report in 3 very important area of our work in the Parliament. One, I started to institutionalize the support services because alam na natin ang nagtulong sa mga Parliament, yung mga secretariat and different offices of the Parliament upang maging effective and efficient ang takbo ng Parliament. And that's why I focus on that. Second, we have to have a direction. Kasi kailangan na whatever we do in the Parliament, guided by our agreed direction ng Parliament. So, we did direction setting upang ma-define na natin ang direction ng Parliament. And lastly, as ending of 100 days, engaging the public because we want to be transparent and we want to connect ourselves to the communities through local government. Kaya nga, we started to talk with different provinces under the Bangsamoro government upang mapag-usapan how can we move forward to make laws and resolutions connect with the needs of our people, needs of our local government as partner of the Bangsamoro regional government. So that's the ending of my report. Hopefully, the report will be delivered clearly and understandable. Thank you very much to all of you.
Hello. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Siti Kadir po from Bangsamoro Media Production. Just to set the tone lang po itong media conference natin. Speaker, after 100 days in office, what is the single most measurable improvement the Parliament has delivered that directly affects ordinary Bangsamoro residents? At ano po yung gagawin natin na concrete, time-bounded action to continue this in next 100 days?
Well, isa sa pinaka-highlighted, very important, ginawa namin, the strengthening of oversight function of the Parliament. Because noon, parang hindi masyado nakikita yung importansya ng oversight in which that the function of the Parliament. So, para makaka-connect doon sa mga communities, partners, because nagkaroon ng connection. And the question what we'll do, we continue the good practices. And along the way, nakita natin ang mga hindi masyado effective na mga practices, and we'll try to change it. And we look for the alternative in which, as I said, I am a speaker of the all. So everybody should be heard, and we strengthen to make everybody access, especially the member of the parliament.
Hello po, Mr. Speaker. Salam. Good morning. Jovelyn from Bandera News TV, Cotabato. One of the highlights of your 100 days is your book entitled MHY, an Islamic Framework for Personal Development. Mr. Speaker, what is your purpose of your book? And bakit mo ito ginawa at para kanino ito?
Well, actually, yung book na yan, supposed to be hindi part of my report. Pero ginawa ko lang na maisabay para ma-highlight more, especially among the member of the parliament. Bakit ko ginawa yon? Actually, as I said in the background, marami yung book talagang motivation the young people, not only young people, even the old one. Because I emphasize the mentoring to sustain the young at heart. Pero not young at heart at romantic perspective. Young at heart at aggressive and committed to do something to achieve while they are in the work. So ginawa ko 'yun dahil actually I started to develop that way back 2000 uh, uh, 23. 23. So matagal na 'yun. Pero nung naka-assume ako as parliament at kailangan ko provide ng kailangan ko mag-report after 100 days. Sinali ko na para ma-highlight more yung book na nag-start yan sa mga usap-usapan with the young people na how can we support, align the perspective of our young generation toward the efficient and effective handling, connect with the public services na with the faith ng mga kabataan. Kasi karamihan sa mga workers ay puro materialistic eh. So, halimbawa, naniwala tayo to have achievement kapag may pera po tayo. At hindi ganon ang perspective ng book. As long as you are keeping your heart committed at with the intention to serve people, that the vehicle you can achieve something for your future. So that is the direction of the book. Thank you.
Good noon po. Sir, Mr. Speaker, you have mentioned earlier, as the Speaker of the Bangsamoro Parliament, everybody should be heard. And recently, may ilan pong mga naglabas ng kanilang pahayag kaugnay sa pagtutol nila sa BTA Bill 419. As the Speaker of the Bangsamoro Parliament, ano po yung tugon nyo sa kanila as what you have said earlier nga na dapat lahat po ay marinig?
Well, we recognize everyone hinaing na kailangan marinig. Kaya nga ginawa nila yun para marinig sila. But, you know, dapat everything put in context, correct context. Yung mga ganun na pamaraan I think kung ang objective to correct things properly, hindi naman makakatulong yung sa push nung kanilang hiling. Kaya nga, I appreciate the explanation of Deputy Speaker Mastura na kung kailangan mo ang bagay, you talk to the subject, to the, baka magkaroon ng understanding na more effective than you assert yourself to be heard in the area na baka hindi ka naman maririnig. So one, I respect those people na gumawa yun because yun ang kanilang ano, but I the same time correct the perspective na hindi ganon ang paghingi ng anong gusto mo. Because this parliament, very open, everyone be given respect. Magsalita ka na walang magalit sa'yo. Pero sana hindi yung daraan pa sa mapahiya mo yung kasama mo. Na because as a human being, kapag nasasaktan ka, lalong hindi mo gusto ibigay yung gusto nung ano kapag sinaktan ka mo na. So that's the point na sana everybody should be heard. But he should or she should put the context properly because marami namang channel na we will be heard. Wala kaming tinatago, wala kaming ino-oppose unless we in the parliament have a process na pinakinggan namin. In fact, lahat ng file ng batas ay daraan sa consultation, daraan sa public hearing, para upang maipaabot sa mga tao na you can react if you don't want. You can send the position paper if you want to be heard. So, yun na yung I'm personally don't encourage the way they did yesterday na mga ganong ano, I don't encourage. But I recognize na part yun na to be heard. Pero yun, if I be asked to proper ano way to do that, pag-usapan na lang. Pag-usapan na lang.
Sir, just a follow-up question lang po. We all know napaka-crucial po ng 100 days po ninyo as the BTA speaker po. Following the passage po of BA 86, former BTA 415, nasabi po ni Attorney Nagib na handa po ang BTA harapin kung ano man po yung mga argumento o mga petisyon na posible pong ihain sa Korte Suprema. As the BTA speaker po, paano niyo po ngayon tinitingnan yung pagtanggap ng constituents ng Bangsamoro doon sa batas na naipasa? And we all know, pangatlo na po ito at po pwede po posible na makaapekto ulit ito bukod sa Bangsamoro Electoral Code sa nalalapit na parliamentary election. Thank you.
Well, bago yan naipasa, ginawa man talaga ng parliament all processes upang maipasa according to the standard procedure ng papasa ng isang batas. Dumaan yan sa consultation, dumaan yan sa hearing publicly. However, hindi natin maperte lahat na everyone na ma-satisfied. So, normal yan sa democratic process na may mag-oppose, may mag-support. Normal yan. We recognize that. So, when we pass the law, BA 86, known as 415, during our deliberation in the parliament, may nag-oppose na nag-vote ng no, may nag-absent, pero karamihan ay nag-vote ng yes. In fact, yun ang basis why that districting law passed by the parliament. Pero the issue na dalhin sa Supreme Court, hindi lang yan na we want to everybody na sana hindi mag petition sa Supreme Court. Any law can be you have a right to petition it whatever, wherever. So I support the statement of MP Nagib na handa po ang parliament na harapin whenever na may magprotest sa Supreme Court. Hindi natin kaya sabihin na huwag kayong mag-protest because that really undemocratic na sabihan mo huwag kayong mag-ano. But tingnan natin ano ang mangyari. We don't claim that law is perfect, but we claim is legitimate. Hindi mapasa kung hindi legitimate until nasainan ni Chief Minister. Pero kung merong mag-oppose, sa kanya yun. We open at hindi namin sinasabi na huwag kayong mag-protest. Baka yun ang makakabuti to more matest na natin how legitimate the law. Kung may mag-protest at mag-file ng petition to the Supreme Court, siyempre, Supreme Court as our High Court, mag-response na, i-review at finally mag-decision. Kapag ma-declare na hindi po unconstitutional, mas nakakatulong sa legitimacy of our law. Masaya po kami kapag ang lumalabas ay hindi unconstitutional at harapin ng parliament, suportahan talagang sa ating ang tingin natin at yun ang pinanindigan natin. It is legal districting law. So if someone bring it to the Supreme Court, we do hope na hindi po ma-declare as unconstitutional kasi maapektuhan talaga yung proposed election ng Bangsamoro. Wala tayong other basis except that law para upang election tayo by coming months, depende what month i-receive ng Congress ang election and followed by the COMELEC. Thank you very much.
Good morning. Speaker, sa iyong 100 days, kumusta yung support at saka yung performance ng ating mga MP sa inyong liderato po?
Very high. Ang support ng Parliament very high and our support staffs also very high. It is a first time na palagi na demonstrate yung unity ng Parliament. Mula pag-assume ko palagi all the time we are in quorum. Hindi po nangyari yung mga experience before na hindi po sila makakatuloy sa session kasi hindi po quorums. Now I feel as their speaker very united and very supportive. Karamihan nag-effort mag-attend para makakaroon ng quorum. And from there, pag-assume ko hanggang ngayon, hindi nangyari kahit isa na hindi po kami na-quorum. At in addition to that, palagi namin ginagawa in every session, may caucus muna para all the agenda to be discussed in our OB na ang mga top leader ng parliament, meron na silang idea at consensus naman kami na kung merong mag-express ng hindi ka nice na mga reaction, mahamper para hindi na makita yung we are not united. So hindi po nangyari yung mga bagay na misunderstanding among the parliament. Pero doon sa voting, normal naman yan, ma'am, na in the end, may mag-oppose, may But what is important, is still majority ang ruling. At yun ang nangyari sa districting law. Despite merong nag-no, pero still 48 pa rin ang nag-yes. So, wala namang problema. Hindi naman naka-affect yung no. At hindi na namin tinitingnan sila na negative. because normal na and when we come to the decision, as leader, you have independent to decide. Hindi gaya-gaya, kundi what is your belief, yun ang i-decision mo. And we recognize that in the parliament.
Assalamualaikum po.
Good afternoon po. Good noon po. Sandra po from Layag. Sa ilalim po ng Bangsamoro Organic Law, mandato po ng Bangsamoro Transition Authority na pangunahan ang pagpapatupad ng normalization process, which includes the full integration of former Moro Islamic Liberation Front, which is the MILF, combatants into civilian life and formal institutions. Sa ngayon, masasabi ba natin na ang mga dating combatants ay fully integrated economically and socially at this stage?
Well, kami, as Parliament of the Bangsamoro, we very supportive on the normalization process as mentioned in the agreement, and we very support dun sa mga support ng national government na mga economic packages. But we don't have authority to push as parliament na kung may, kasi meron yang team from MILF and team from the national government through UPAPRO. So sila yung immediate responsible whatever. Pero kami sa parliament, whatever resolution and even enactment of the law na kailangan on the peace process, gagawin namin for the support. For example, ngayon kailangan ng law on TGR para maligal yung operation, and that part of the agreement between the MILF and government. The parliament now on the second reading, naumpisa na on the on second reading deliberation. And we hope before recess of the parliament, we will enact the TGR law para makatulong doon sa issue na kailangan ang TGR Justice and Reconciliation, kailangan may maipasa ang law both from the national and the Bangsamoro region. So ginawa na namin ang part namin. So we are very supportive on the peace process, especially on normalization. Kaya lang hindi po kami direct nag-handle ng decommissioning and normalization. We are very supportive. Thanks.
Follow-up question lang po, how do you respond sa mga lumalabas sa issue? Concentrated lang na 40% lang yung budget ng 2026 sa form of Office of the Chief Minister.
No comment.
Assalamualaikum and good afternoon. Dan Kadatuan from Voice FM po. Sir, curious lang ako dun sa Baya Labi. Parang maganda ata yung pakinggan Baya Labi. Pwede mo ma-highlight sa amin? I explain lalo pa para maintindihan ng ating mga listeners sa mga kababayan natin na hindi masyado makaintindi ng English kasi yung kanina. Sige po. Go ahead.
To support the business opportunity of some our staff. Marami po kaming mga contract of service na hindi po sila naging hindi mataas ang kanilang sweldo. To address the challenge na hinaharap na nila, tinuturuan na sila paano makagawa ng sideline business para maka-earn from that na masuportahan yung sweldo na nila sa Bangsamoro Parliament. So yun ang Baylabi na sinabi ko kanina. Acronym yun sa business opportunity na binibigay sa mga contract of service na mga staff namin, tinuturuan sa business skill, binigyan ng konting kapital. Kaya nga I mentioned na during the 7th Foundation Day, tinulungan namin sila maka-access doon sa booth, ma-present na nila yung finished product na nila as part of encouragement sa kanila na they should continue that work para masustain na nila ang pangangailangan every day. So that is by lobby.
Sir, good afternoon. Sir, question lang, sir, is your mention earlier about the youth empowerment. My question, sir, is can you confirm what is program naka-inline po sa mga to empower the youth at the same time to aware them about the extremist person or violence against person, sir?
Well, isa sa pinaka-priority ng Bangsamoro government na ating mga kabataan ay maka-access whatever they need from the government. In fact, we have the Bangsamoro Youth Commission na under the Office of Chief Minister. Sa Parliament naman, we include in our assistance na yung mga kabataan ay makaka-access doon sa pag-formulate ng mga resolution, bills, para malaman na nila. In fact, we encourage them. Kaya nga kanina, we invited students doon sa 100-day report ng speaker para in the first hand, malaman na nila anong ginagawa ng part na yun. It's a part of aligning their mind to connect with the national government or the Bangsamoro government na makakita nila mahalaga pala ang itong mga achievement. They are still part of that process. So that the example ang pag-involve namin sa mga kabataan for aligning their mind to the public services. In the future, hindi na sila makaka-initiate to do against the government. Thank you.
Yes, magandang hapon po. Assalamualaikum. Functions and powers of the PIDEA and PNP are not devolved to the BARM government, but I understand the members of the parliament can do something like compelling LGUs to support the government's anti-drug, anti-narcotics campaign. Yesterday, PIDEA agents had entrapped a Malaysian and his Filipino accomplice in Tawi-Tawi, taking from them 74.9 million worth of marijuana brought in by smugglers from islands in the territorial seas of Indonesia. Apparently, foreigners ang nagsusupply, and Tawi-Tawi is obviously a transshipment point for that because we have loose security. It has porous borders. No, people can just sail anywhere they want from Malaysia and Indonesia. Baka naman po, sir, pwedeng you can come out with a resolution or just kasi I'm writing a follow-up story on this. I want to mention that the BTA is also doing its best to address this problem of drug trafficking. Noon, when I was a young reporter, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 lang ang entrapment value ng droga na nakukuha. Ngayon, millions upon millions upon millions. So maybe, Tawi-Tawi, the governor there is member of UBJP and has been helping really the PIDEA and the PNP address this problem. Can you say something about that?
Yes.
I can mention.
We express our rejection to like that happening in the Bangsamoro na nakaka-discover yung ating authority na mga illegal drugs, illegal business, na yan ang function ng government to take care the public service and what in any place and any kind the government should assure the security of our people. Actually, very sad na, gaya ng mention mo na discover yung mga ganyan na directly nakakapik sa pag-isip ng ating mga kabataan na na-involve at nagagamit ng mga ganyan. So very sad yan. And we are really, the Chief Minister, I think I know, mula pa noon, kahit hindi pa naging Chief Minister, he really one of the advocator na itong mga drug ay haram. Hindi po pwede sa ating Muslim community. At hindi po pwede na maging business na sinong gustong makakaroon ng maraming pera. So tama yung sabi mo na you suggest to have a resolution, express yung pagtutol sa mga gano'n. Actually, maraming resolution na yata na mula pa noon ay really express na hindi po pwede yan na gawain in the Bangsamoro government area. So, may commitment kung wala pang mga concrete. Even we encourage to have a bill on that matter para ma-prevent yung mga ganyan na gawain in the Bangsamoro government. And the support of the advocacy of national government na we should free from illegal drug. Hindi po ano. And actually, every time na nag-report ng mga kapulisan at kasunod na dun sa Committee on Security, ay nami-mention din yan na marami ring affected area for the illegal drug. But I believe the government continues struggling against that mga tao na gumagawa ng hindi po kanais-nais at against of humanity. Imagine mo sinong gamit niyan. Hindi na siya secure. At hindi na siya maging magandang tao, maybe maging abnormal na siya. At mawala na siya sa support the public services. So I agree in the first place 100% to combat that activities inside the Bangsamoro. And the parliament members committed to do whatever we can. Resolution, even we form a law against that illegal drugs and other related na mga illegal activities in the Bangsamoro.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Well explained.
Hello po, Speaker. Magandang hapon. Nigel ng Layag. We have 7 priority codes sa BARM and I believe isa na lang ang natitira, that is revenue code. Nasa anong level na po yun? Kailan maipapasa? Thank you.
Isa yan sa priority as explained kanina. Ang TGR law must be passed before kami mag-recess. And including that revenue code. Ang status ng revenue code in which one of the priority code na natira, isa lang yan lang natitira among the 6 priority code, yung revenue code. Medyo na-delay because very matter yung examine sa law na yan because it involved income and resource ng government. At kailangan ma-match na natin yung national government and the Bangsamoro. So, ang status niya ngayon on the second reading na start na naumpisa na yung deliberation. In fact, gusto na namin i-open ng amendment this week. At isa sa target na namin na maipasa this we will have a extension until supposed to be this 29 ay magtapos na yung session namin. But we asked the permission, nag-agree naman ng Chief Minister to extend hanggang February 5, next week. Para matapos na natin yung dalawa. At least dalawa matapos na natin additional dun sa 5 na we already passed na laws. So, bago kami recess, at least we have 7 laws na maipasa natin sa parliament. So, we will see if we can do that because, hindi madali ang pagpasa ng law. Kailangan, as I said kanina, everybody should be heard. Everybody kailangan maresponsa ng anong gusto ng bawat isa before we finalize and approve the law. So, yun. And finally, kahit may mag-oppose, at least majority pa rin ang mag-oppose ng law as democratic process dito sa Bangsamoro government. Meron ba ba? Good morning.
Good afternoon, sir. Ana Costa, Mindanao Expose. Sir, as what MP Ishak Masdura kanina said is you started from the grassroots, then as an ulama, then alam mo ang sitwasyon from the community. My question is, how does the Bangsamoro Parliament engage with local government and communities to ensure effective program implementation?
Well, kaya nga isa sa 100 days ginawa namin to talk with governors under the Bangsamoro in the area of Bangsamoro government. Nakausap na namin sila at we propose a big assembly inviting them para i-present ng Chief Minister some programs and kami naman yung mga bills na na-approve at how can we make it functioning yung mga bill na ginawa namin with the support of local government. Mahalaga yung mga bills na ipasa namin na makakarating sa grassroots para ma-recognize na nila may ginawa ang parliament. Kasi ngayon maraming sa mga Bangsamoro na tanungin mo, alam mo ba yung anong trabaho ng parliament? Marami pa hindi nila alam when it comes to community level. So we try to be understood by the communities through local government, maybe province, municipalities, and then sila naman ang mag-reach out doon sa community na. Ito yung joint, nung kinausap ng team namin ng Maguindanao Del Norte Governor, sabi niya, ito po yung hinihintay namin to push the unity and peace in the community. Because, kapag nalaman ng tao, anong ginagawa ng gobyerno, especially in developing a bill, resolution na para sa kanila. Actually, lahat ng bill ay para sa kanila. Hindi po para sa mga MP. So, kapag may nag-oppose, maybe na-touch yung kaniyang gustong mangyari, ay hindi man ibig sabihin na ayaw nila yung the bill itself, but may gusto sila ipasok na hindi na nila nakaya. So therefore, ang reaction na nila, hindi sila magbuto. But that's normal because we cannot have a bill na 100% satisfied all. Hindi mo yung makaya. So, yan ang namin, roadmap namin to talk with local government, to reach out the community upang maipaabot na natin yung ano ang dapat na maitulong ng member of the parliament.
Magandang hapon po,
Yeah.
Sam Salig
Yeah.
of XFM, sir. Sir, sinong nasa likod ng rally kahapon?
Yan ang mahirap na question, Sam. Kasi hindi natin alam sinong nag-organize. But definitely, if you see on the anong request nila, the person behind, ayaw na niya yung Bill na 419. Yun ang, pero sino yun? Hindi natin alam. Ha? Pero yun ang manifestation ng rally na may ayaw sa mga bill na pinalabas kahapon.
Appropriate po ba yung pagbibigay ng ayuda sa kanila while doing the protest?
Hindi ko alam kung appropriate, but baka yung nagbigay ay pinansamantala na nag-ipon-ipon yung mga tao na gusto magbigay ng ayuda. But ang question na appropriate ba, baka hindi nakapag-isip-isip. Kasi actually, hindi naman yun ang hingi ng mga tao. Eh bakit mo dala ng ayuda? Ha? Pero hindi naman natin ma-question yung nag-initiate na nagdala ng ayuda. Kasi baka sa his back of mind, opportunity yun na naipon-ipon ng mga tao
Oh.
na pinansamantala magbigay ng ayuda. Ha? So, ganun pa rin na we respect to those group na nagdala ng ayuda because as we say now, our values to respect everybody. Pero ang question, proper ba? I don't know proper because mga tao ay hindi yung dahilan na pagdating na ay maghingi ng ayuda. Pero we appreciate also nung nagdala ng ayuda kasi talagang kahit hindi proper place ay meron pa rin siyang lakas ng loob na magbigay ng ayuda. So so we respect that. We respect that.
With regards to this issue, may ano na ba, may official ba na appeal or papeles na ipinarating sa inyo pong opisina sa BTA para mapansin yung kanilang hinaing?
Oh, well, actually, sa parliament, every law na file, and then kailangan ma-deliberate. And normal sa mga deliberation, may against, may proof. At any bill na dadaan sa contestation, wala naman perfectly positive. Meron din mag-oppose. Depende sa paano na nila natitingnan yung interest na sa tingin nila in the end ma-address ng law. So, kung merong ba umabot sa amin na against, actually, lahat naman namang mga bill na ini-file at dadaan sa mga consultation, magkaiba-iba yung position paper. Meron ding pro, meron ding against. But yung nangyari kahapon, baka another way to express their objection on the law. At that why I thought na I think hindi naman kailangan na dalhin sa lansangan yung pagkatutol. Kasi we are in the parliament very open as explained by Mastura. Any office of that member of parliament, pwede mo lapitan para siya yung magdala nung gusto mo na maipaabot sa majority members of the parliament. So we are open. Yes.
Last na lang po. Sa interview kahapon, may allegation yung nagsalita that etong Bangsamoro Bill na ito ay parang ginawa para hindi matuloy ang proposed election. Ano po ang comment nito? Is it true?
I cannot say it is true or not. But the parliament really want and try our best to have a districting law upang karoon ng election. That is common vision ng all Bangsamoro people na magkaroon ng election. Even national government very supportive. Nung pagpasa ng districting law through special session requested by the chief minister. In fact, supposed to be last December pa, last year, supposed to be nirequest na niya magkaroon ng special session para maipasa na last year. But because delay yung pagka-submit ng letter ng Chief Minister to Office of the Speaker, hindi na namin na kaya i-implement. I response the letter of the Chief Minister asking consideration dahil almost all the member of the parliament in vacation na. Kasi pinagsamantala yung EO of the President na from 29 of December until 2 of January, pwede mag-banding ang all officers of the government, the family, allowed to take their long vacation. So, kaya nga hindi lang mga MP ang nagbabakasyon, even the staff and officers of support services. So, hindi sabi ko kay Chief Minister, hindi kaya i-convene ang but maybe after New Year, magbalik ng lahat. So, tama-tama when we came back at I respond the letter and we scheduled the special session on January 12. At talagang we try to pass the law because yan ang ibig sabihin ng special session na talagang maipasa yung request ng Chief Minister. Ay naipasa naman on 12. So, after that the basis na magkaroon na tayo ng election. Because sabi ng national, kapag meron kayong restricting law at meron naman tayong naipasa na election code. So, lahat ng requirement na provide na natin. So, after this, bakit pa sasabihin na may delay of election? Parang hindi ko yon naintindihan. Hindi ko naintindihan. Na after meron na tayong restricting law, meron na tayong electoral code, wala nang requirement except that Congress will reset the election day. So may nag-file na naman na Congress, si Kong Jia Alonto, na nag-file na siya ng resetting of election. So everything properly ngayon na process. Bakit sabihin na meron pang mga bagay na gusto natin i-delay ang election? Baka sa kanilang opinion na lang yan. Pero for me, I cannot confirm na merong mga bagay dito sa parliament na ginagawa pa upang ma-delay na natin ang election. We are very supportive to election. We are follow the Chief Minister. We follow the national government, especially the President na gusto niya mag-election. So we did our part. So ngayon, the ball in the hand of the national government. We wait for it. Sana kung may bagay na nakakadelay sa election, doon na sila mag-rally sa pero hindi dito. Anyway, that again, we recognize the opinion of the people, whatever kind, we recognize it. That is the essence of democracy. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So thank you very much. Hopefully, we respond your question properly and be understood sa tayo. And mabuhay po ang media partners sa tulong ninyo upang ma-public ang ating mga ginagawa dito sa Bangsamoro Government.